My name is Kwasi Acheampong, and I'm from Ghana, West Africa. I have 9 siblings. I have Kofi, Kwame, Mary, Quadro, Afua, Alma, Davis, Kwabina, and Jennifer. My mother is Ama Mensima, and she lives in Ghana. And my father is Emmanuel Bohing, and he just moved back to Ghana as well. With my father, I haven't seen him in probably 10 years. I haven't talked to him in about 10 years. With my mom will, it could be the worst situations where she's upset with me, but she always calls. Where my father stopped. The phone works both ways, and I know my fault in it and his fault as well. We all play both fault in it, but my mother always calls, so it makes it easier. And that's one thing I take as I have kids now too. Is no matter how bad it gets, keep calling. I grew up in Ghana until I was 10 years old. It's probably one of the coolest childhood because you are poor as you can be, but you don't know it. It's pretty cool where we wake up in the morning and you just go. So it's summertime, you just go. You're lucky if you eat breakfast. You just go and you play soccer until about 6 p.m. when your parents are looking for you and calling you. The neighborhoods is like a community. It's pretty cool. Everyone kind of just watches after you. So let's say I was acting up. The neighbor could whip me and then tell my mom about it. And my mom would say thank you and go home and whip me too. It was a reality check moving to America because the fear of being kidnapped, the fear of everything. I mean, they're still there too, but everyone just looked out for each other where, I could be 4 and I'm out and gone with my friends all day in the summertime and don't have to worry about someone kidnapping me because the community just watches over you, pretty much. So I had 2 childhoods, I guess. Coming to America, another reality check we had was, when your dad has 10 kids, you can only find low income housing. When that happens is, the drugs and the violence, you see all that. And one of the things that I think shaped me, even though it was bad, shaped me for me is, seeing all my friends, me going through college and, doing what I did, so I'm doing okay with my life. And then looking back and I don't see any of my friends. It's very hurtful. To me, I wanted them next to me, right? Because that's the people you grew up. That's everything that you know. It's like your love for them is still there, but it's so far away that you hear that one person is on drugs, this person is in jail, this person is dead. It's like something is taken from you. I think the hardest part about growing up, if I could pinpoint something, would be being 10. Being stripped from my mom at 10 years old to chase the American dream. So like I said, my dad had 10 kids. So it was my father, my stepmother, and all my siblings. And my mom was left there in Ghana. As a 10-year-old, all I wanted was my mom. It's one of the things that, it took me to probably, 14 to this is where I learned it's one of the worst, things to do in life. It's just block it off. So it's like, I want my mom till you're 14. And it's like, all right, I'm not gonna see my mom. So you just block her off. And that's one of the worst habits to learn because now, as soon as things get bad with someone, you just block them off. You block them off. And I was saying, love is a spring of water. You can block all you want. It just can keep overflowing until you knock that wall down. And I'm 31, and that's how I'm learning that now. In that, in a sense where that bad behavior of like, I think that's the hardest thing. Being away from my mom, and I get it of things how my dad thought of it was, if you don't speak to her, not even on the phone, you're not gonna miss her. Where in the beginning, we could talk to her on the phone, but when he took that away, it just, deeply was like, wow, like I don't have my mom. and that's all I wanted was my mom. My mom. I think the way where I grew up at, um, more so in America, because of that, people just automatically just doubt you. They just think that, I remember I applied for college, and I remember some girl. I'm not gonna say her name. She goes, "Kwasi got in there," and not expecting me to even go to college, right? The expectations of you from this place, and they just look at you that way. I think because of that, and me being as competitive as I am, you can't tell me I can't do something. That's the stubbornness in me, where I don't care what it is. If you told me I couldn't fly, I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna fly. um, so that I think that's something in me. But in terms of outside influence, um, I'll say my wife in a sense. Um, I tell you about this broken kid, right? Creating these bad habits and such. When I say block people off, um, mostly it was girls, right? And girls that comes in your life, you create you are, the part of your environment, no matter what it is. So, the music videos, right? How people talk, everything, you pick that up, right? And in our culture, never trust a girl, right? So now if you get burned a couple of times, I'm blocking that, right? In a sense, right? So I meet this girl, my wall's already up before I meet her, and she slowly just took every brick by brick away, and just let it go. And I think she taught me how to just, let go and let it, the love just flow, in a sense. And it wasn't easy. I fought her on it. Fought her. It's just like the stubbornness in me. It's like, no, I'm not letting you do that. But slowly, she just said, let go, and I learned to let go fully. And slowly, I'm learning that even with my own family, to learn to just let that go. But that's something I learned from her that I will keep forever. And as I'm growing, I wish I continued to just let go and just let those walls down. I spent 99.9 of my time running an after school program and summer camps. I started a nonprofit called Our Bright Future. It's something that I never meant to start. uh, I think life is a full circle, always comes around. And, like I tell you the story where, my family comes here, we end up in low income housing. You meet some friends, some are bad, some are good. But it's something that I saw. I actually don't tell the story much, and I think I'm getting older now. As part of my healing is talking more about it. But I knocked on the friend's door, and he was being very hesitant about opening the door. And I was like, "Hey, man, like, open the door. Come on, let's play outside." And I finally made some friends in this neighborhood. So it's like, come on, I'm excited to play with this kid, and he just would open the door. So eventually he opens it, but he just sticks his head out. Hey, what do you want? I was like, come on, let's go play. And he's like, hold on, but he went to go shut the door. I was like, what is he hiding? So I kind of just pushed the door. It's like I put my foot down and I pushed the door through. As he's walking to his room in the hallway, and I started walking towards him, but I could just see someone to my right. So I just looked for a second. And when I looked, all right, his mom was just laying there sitting on the couch, but just laying there flat with a needle in her arm. And as he grabs his stuff, he comes, he realized I'm looking at his mom, and he looks me right in the eye. And I just kind of just didn't say nothing. He didn't say anything. We never talked about it, ever. That changed my life from that day forward, because I made a promise to myself, like, whatever I have to do to get out of this place, I will. And not just to myself. My younger brothers paid the price for that. You're not allowed to mess up. You don't smoke no weed. You don't do no drugs, nothing. This is, right? If the Boys and Girls Club bus comes to this day, get on the bus and go. And that was it. And if you skip school, if you do anything, I'm going to kill you. And that was the rules to them, and that was the rule for myself, and because of that, I went to school, got my accounting degree. I got a good job, right? But I just felt like something was just missing, right? Something was just missing. So I wanted to start something where, you know, that kid Kwasi was around that no one gave a chance. I wanted to give those type of kids, and I know there's a million of them in these neighborhoods that just wanted to get out, wanted to do all the good stuff and just wanted to get out, wanted to give them something, but something educational too, something they can learn. It's a skill, a life skill. So our bright future, we have the robotics, we have the 3D printing. These kids are literally, I hate to use this word, but tricked to learn. So they see all these cool things, they want to do it. They don't even understand, what they're learning. It's like, they're just like, wow, I just built a robot, and I'm making the robot move. Don't understand that they need to figure out the distance where it is, where this needs to go, the degrees of things, and learning, the math and science of it without even realizing they're doing it. They get on a 3D printer and they design it, and they have to worry about the other dimensions where, how things are, but to them, they just design something they love to do, and it's cool. And I think we mastered that. Me and my team have mastered that of making it more fun instead of telling them, hey, this is school, in a sense. So that's my journey now, and I would never change it for anything. And at first I was scared to do it, but that's the best decision I ever made in my life, was to get into this field, because every day is a reward. All these kids in my program, literally my family. I treat like my kids how I want someone to treat my kids if they went to a program like that. And it has changed my life where, I'm happy when I'm at work, I'm happy when I'm home, and it's, the joy of it. I would never change that, and, for the world. The most challenging thing I'm dealing with is definitely my kids, right? Both of my kids are two different kids. They're both stubborn, like I am, but they're just two different kids, and I have to learn, each of them, how to discipline each of them, and how to show love to each of them. It's just different. Where it's challenging, it's good challenge. What I'm up for it and I love it. But just finding that balance of it, I think that's the most challenging of it. Am I doing good enough? That's like, am I like my dad? It's try to find the balance of trying not to be that. I think that's the hardest thing. My wife is the closest person to me. She does some things that I don't like, but it's good for me. So I could just look off. I could have a face, whatever, and she would know something's wrong right away. All right, and I always tell her, "Get out of my head," get out of my head, But she just knows me, because one of the best things we have done, which I also learned from someone, that just listening part of my life, like I say, is someone told me, before you go to sleep every night, right? I don't care if it's 12 o'clock at night, I don't care if it's 9 o'clock at night. When you put a kiss to bed, you have to spend at least 30 minutes to an hour just talking. Every night. Not every other night, not every 2 days, every night. And if you do that, I promise you, all right, you're not just gonna have a wife, you're gonna have a friend for life. And at first, when I brought it to her, she actually fought it. I'm tired. I was like, I don't care. This is what we need to do, because I don't just want to be your husband. I want to be your friend too. I want to know what's going on in your life, right? Mentally, because your hurt is mine, and that, I think that loyalty we have for each other with that. And like I said, she could look at me and say, all right, something is wrong. What's going on? In a sense, we just know each other, and it's worked for us because we spend that time that we blocked off every night, that hour of just talking, just see how each other are. Where do I feel I have succeeded in life? Oh man, I think being a servant to my community. I was always given, and that's who my heart is. I'm gonna give. That's just who I am. I can't even change that if I wanted to. But now I think that I'm just doing a bigger scale where, before I only open it to my family. Now I'm open it to the world. It doesn't matter who you are. If I can help you, I'm going to help you. I may not have it, but I know who does just for being in the community. So let's go find it and let's bring it to the people that needs it in a sense. So I think that's part of my job. That is my job. Is who needs the help, and let's go to that community and help those people. What's one thing I have learned, at least in this field of nonprofit, is you cannot do it yourself. It's a community for a reason, and you need the community to support you. And I think our community has been amazing, especially with the virus. People that had no food, but we make sure we got them some food, and sometimes I have my Camry, and I just pack food in it, and I could barely see anything as I drive, but we got the food to where we needed to, and I'm glad that I could do that. When you die is when it's enough. God's gonna keep using you the way He wants to use you, and that's one thing that I pray on is like keep using me. So I guess my plan for the future is just keep giving until I can't give anymore. And obviously you want your business to grow and bigger, and that's cool. It comes to it, because there's more people you can help, the bigger it grows. But my goal is to just keep giving. How much can I give to my community? How much more can I give? Because giving is a selfish act. I don't care what anybody says, because I know how it makes me feel. I don't need the return. I already got the return from God, because I know how it feels inside when I give. So the more I give, the better I feel. So I'm going to keep giving so I can keep feeling good for myself. The best thing in my life right now, my wife, my kids, this is the best thing, that is like, it's a joy that I can never explain it. Unless you have kids yourself, I can never explain. One thing I realize, all kids really want is love. I talk about the kid in Ghana. He doesn't see the poorness around him. You don't see that. You don't see the love that your parents are giving you, the love of it. So I think I always want a love. One thing that I want my kids to never ever say is like, I don't have enough love. I want them to say, you give me too much love. Right? I want to overflow them with the love so they know. All right. So, and they already started. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. You go to kiss them and they push you away already. But I don't care. I'm going to kiss you 100 million times. It doesn't matter, because I want to overflow you with that love in a sense. So my wife and my kids, that's my joy right there.